Hey everyone, it's Khadijah St. Cyr and welcome back to my channel, St. Cyr. Now, as you all know, this is part 2 of my mental health and coronavirus quarantine series. The first video, part 1. If you have not seen it, first and foremost, I will link it to this one so you can watch that and then jump straight into this one as well, because it's a 2-part series. Now, as you all know, the first episode was about us addressing the various mental health challenges that are being triggered by this quarantine, by coronavirus, right? And this second video is about us addressing our methods of how we're going to tackle it, because we're not taking this lying down, which I said in the first video, and I meant it and I mean it. So let's go ahead and grab your glass of wine or your sparkling water, your popcorn, whatever you need to do, but bring it on in and let's do it. Okay, so first and foremost, I just want you to know I have my laptop here with me. Why? Because I don't want to miss anything. This right here is so deep. We're going deep in this thing. All right, so I don't need to miss anything. So if you see me glance down, that's what it is. Okay, so with us tackling our methods for tackling this triggering of our mental health, I decided to break it up into 2 categories, right? On one side, we have our offensive methods, okay, or offensive, man, I can't talk, offensive strategies, okay? And then on this hand, we have our defensive strategies. We're gonna start with our defensive strategies. And what it is, basically, is if you can imagine your mental health is the ball. It's the ball, right? And because we're focusing on our defensive strategies, our mindset is we need to focus on 1 or 2 things, right? Number 1, we need to get it, right? We need to get it. We need to get the ball. We need to have the ball, which is our mental health, in our possession. The second thing is we need to prevent it from the other team taking that ball, our mental health, and scoring it in their goal, right? Their goal is just nothing but negativity, right? It's the anxiety, it's the depression, it's the suicidal thoughts. The enemy is literally trying to take the ball, which is your mental health, and have it reach that goal, right? So we're on the defense team right now, so we are trying to get the ball in our possession, and we're trying to prevent it from reaching that goal. Okay, so the number one thing I would say is prayer, right? Right, calm down, okay? That's just what I assume some of y'all just went through in your head, like, oh, prayer, right? But hear me out. Prayer. So number 1 thing that I would say, the first thing that you should try, right? And prayer in its basic form is not anything extravagant, okay? It literally is just a conversation with God, literally. Like, if you're struggling, let him know, God, I am struggling. Yeah, that's all I really have to say right now. I just wanted to let you know I'm struggling, right? Let him know. If you're feeling some type of way, let him know. If you're mad at him right now, let him know. Like, I mean, he knows anyway, right? But if you can imagine a friend of yours is mad at you, right? And instead of her or him addressing it with you, you know, so y'all could duke it out, and, you know, them just letting you know what they're going through, how they're feeling, they're just distant and have an attitude. I used to be guilty of that all the time, but that's a conversation for another time. But yeah, like, you would most definitely appreciate it more if they would just come to you and let you know what's going on, so then y'all can move on to the next step of figuring it out. It's the same thing, all right? It literally is the same thing. So try it out. Philippians 4:6-8, it says, Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need, but then also thank him for all that he's done. And then you will experience God's peace. His peace, which it exceeds anything that we in our own physical brain can understand. His peace will guard our hearts and our minds as we live in Christ Jesus. And one last thing, brothers and sisters, one final thing. Focus your thoughts, or fix your thoughts on things that are true, that are honorable, that are right, that are pure, that are lovely and admirable. Fix your thoughts on things that are worthy of praise, right? And that right there, that's not just scripture. Like, that's a worldly proverb as well. Like, I know you've all heard, what you focus on is what you'll receive back, right, in your life. If you focus on positivity, then you'll receive positive things. And if you focus on negativity, you'll receive negative things. Or at least you will, because now you can focus on positivity day and night, but life has its way of throwing its curveballs, all right, and crazy stuff happens. But see, the thing is, when your mind is conditioned of being in a positive place, you will experience that curveball in a far more gracious way than someone whose mind is focused on, or fixed and conditioned to conditioned to focus on negative things. You just will, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Focus on, be intentional on what you focus on, right? Be intentional. Okay, so that gets me to number 2. Talk to your people. And you have people, regardless if it's your family, it's your friends, if it's your coworkers, whoever. Talk to them, right? And you may not be ready to necessarily discuss the negative things, or be vulnerable and discuss what's really going on just yet. But even still, reach out to them and see what they're going through, what they're experiencing, because you never know. They very well may be going through the same exact thing that you're going through. I know I used to go through that all the time in college, and you know, me and my best friend at the time, we would hit each other up, you know, randomly, just to vent. And we would hear each other out, you know, sit there and listen. And then once they were finished, we both would be like, yo, do you know that I am literally going through this same exact thing? You know, and with that, it caused another sense of relief, because then you realize, okay, I'm not alone in this. And that is one of the things that little Pexy, why can't I talk today? It's one of the lies that little pesky voice in your ear will tell you, you know, because that voice will tell you just about anything to make sure that you keep your mouth shut, that you keep whatever you're going through inside. Because if you think about it, that's one of the biggest keys to being set free from things, right? Is opening your mouth and releasing it. So if the enemies, if their intention is to keep it in you, that little pesky voice is going to say whatever, right? And the number one thing is, you are alone. No one else is going through it, right? Lie again. Okay. Lie number 2, right? That person that you want to open up to, right? That close friend or family member, whoever, they're not going to care. Yes, they will. Because if that person is honestly not going to care about what you're going through, why do you have them in your life, right? If you can't talk to them about what's going on, why do you have them in your life? All right, so lie number 2, lie again. Okay. Number 3, you are going to look and sound crazy. Now, here's the thing. First of all, no, you're not. But even so, if you cannot look and sound crazy to the people in your life that's close to you, again, I ask, why do you have them in your life? Okay? Things for the noggin. Anyway, lie again. Okay. Number 4. What's number 4? I'm being too silly. Number 4, that person's gonna judge you. No, they're not. They're not, right? They're not. And line number 5, that you have, or this is something that you need to be embarrassed about and ashamed of. And that is a lie. I don't care what you're going through internally, mentally and emotionally, psychologically. You have nothing to be embarrassed of or ashamed about. Embarrassed about or ashamed of. Get it together. You don't. All of these are lies that are fed to you to keep you in that unhealthy place. But I am telling you that it is not true so that you can get yourself out of it. Talk to your people, man. And honestly, that right there, that jump sets me to number 3, which is exercise. Now, I know that is like, it's a cliche, right? Like, oh, exercise, it'll make you feel better. It's true though. Like, it really is, because you're not just working your physical. Your mental is getting some help as well. And let me tell you how. When you work out, your body naturally releases endorphins, right? And all endorphins is a chemical that it literally like lifts and recharges your spirit, and it just makes you feel good. That is literally something that occurs when you work out, right? So that's on one hand. And to be quite honest with you, on the other hand, it is also a really great distraction, right? Like, when you're working out, you're focusing on your breathing. You're focusing on your, keeping up with your sets. You're focusing on keeping whatever body area that you're working on, you're focusing on it, keeping it tight to get the best workout possible, right? You literally don't have the mental space to focus on whatever mental or emotional turmoil that you're going through. Okay, so even if your workout is 15 minutes, it's 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever, you have that amount of time to be distracted, to have all of that on hold and on pause. So try it out. Okay, your mind, your body, and your soul, it will thank you. Okay, now this doesn't mean that you need to do anything strenuous, right? Like, especially if working out wasn't part of your lifestyle before the quarantine. Like, that doesn't mean you need to, today you're moving mountains and running cross country. No, like, calm down, right? But it's simple, things that are simple that'll keep you moving. Walking your neighborhood or working in your yard. Playing, like physically playing with the kids in your house. Like, I have 4 nieces with me currently. And, if I physically play with them, that's a workout in itself, So there's different things, there's different non-conventional things that you can do. All right, there are also traditional methods. If you want to do a traditional workout, there are so many free fitness apps out there that'll get you right and tight. Okay, so you have options. Choose one and get your butt up. All right, I promise you, these are all things that will help you to gain the stability of your mental health, to get it in your possession. All right, so now that we have it in our possession, it's time for us to move on over to the offensive team, right? Offensive team. I can't talk. So when I say offensive, you have it. Right? You have it, and now it's time for you to protect it and for you to get it to your destination, to your goal, right? Which, whatever your goal is, that's for you to determine, right? But now that you have your mental health, you have it in possession, that is the goal. That is what we're doing. That is the strategy. All right? So, number 1, right? Number one on our offensive method strategy list, build your brand, right? Start that project. Whatever it is, you know, it's whatever it is that you for the longest did not have any time for. Guess what? Now you really do. Okay, you do, which is amazing, right? That's, like I said, let's focus on the positives instead of the negative. The positive, we now have the time to start that project that's been burning a hole through your hearts and in your minds, like having you up at 3 a.m., right? Now you have the time for it. And also that thing that you've been intimidated by, right? Like, you've had it on hold because you're like, ooh, this is too big. This is scary. Like, I want to, but goodness, who am I to do it, right? Can I say that that's what this was for me? This channel? Oh my God. Like, I purchased my camera and everything like 2 years ago. But I was scared, y'all. What was I scared of? Rejection. I was petrified that, like, first of all, who would even care of what I'm talking about, what I have to say? Who would care? No one. Like, and then that I would be rejected. That was my fear. And I allowed it to, you know, postpone this for 2 years, literally. But last year I decided that last year was gonna be the last year of me doing that, of me counting myself out, right? Of me focusing so heavily on the end result and the outcome before I even take the first step. Stop, right? It's one step at a time. So use this is a perfect and a beautiful and amazing opportunity to do that. Now I know, okay, so I'm gonna jump back to the defense side real quick, right? When it comes to working out, exercising, when you are experiencing any type of mental health challenge, you're not gonna feel like exercising. You're going to feel like there's just another pressure added. But don't look at it that way. Like, literally look at it and use it as an opportunity to take control over your mind instead of having your mind control you, right? Like, the car doesn't drive you to get you where you're going, right? You drive the car to get you where you need to go. And it's the same thing. So that's how you need to look at it. That's how you need to view it, right? Now, jumping back to the offensive side, is the same thing with building your brand. Use this as an opportunity to take control, not over your mind, right, but over your life. Don't let that intimidation, that fear, you know, that you know, you see that person trying to take that ball from you that you have, your mental health. You see anxiety trying to creep its way back to take your mental health back. Don't let it do it. Protect it. And the way you protect it is by coming straight, full speed ahead. You're scared, right? You're nervous. Yeah, I was definitely terrified with my first episode, right? Uploading it and releasing it to the world. But I was like, no, I'm not allowing you to take this ball, my mental health, from me. I have it, I'm protecting it, and I'm moving straight ahead, right? And that's the same way with building whatever that project is. You know, if it's writing that book or that screenplay or perfecting that recipe, creating a channel, whatever it is, do it, develop it, build it, right? So that takes me to number 2 of our offensive strategy, which is what? What is it? I told you I was gonna look down at least once. I've been doing good. Find a thing that makes you happy, right? Find something that makes you happy. For me, like I said in the first video, I'm naturally a homebody. Like, I don't really have to go out to feel good or whatever. But what does make me feel good is getting dressed up and looking cute. Like, that makes me feel good. Hence, y'all see me, I'm dressed up. I have on a little bit of makeup. I have my hair done, my earrings. Why? You know, because is it necessary to do all that just to be on your YouTube channel? No, it's definitely not. But it's something that makes me feel good. I can't go out in the world and look good, so I'm gonna do it for y'all, okay? And let me tell you, I feel great. I feel great. When you look good, you feel good, and I feel great. Anyway, so find things that make you happy. If you're anything like me where, you know, getting dressed up and looking cute, that makes you feel good, I have a cute idea for you. All right, get dressed up. Put on your makeup. Do your hair, right? Obviously, I'm talking to ladies, but men, you could do the same thing in your own way, whatever. Get dressed up, right? Now, get on a group video chat. But before you do that, I'm skipping steps, sorry. You've gotten dressed, you look good, you feel good, you smell good, right? Go in the kitchen, prepare a meal, right? Ooh, I don't like to cook, but prepare a meal. Pour you a glass of wine or whatever your drink of choice is, you know what I'm saying? Then get on a video group chat with your friends and have brunch virtually, you know, or lunch or dinner or whatever. I prefer brunch, but do that. And y'all are literally dressed up. You have your food that you've ordered, your wine, your drinks, and y'all are talking and catching up. You're having brunch or lunch or dinner, whatever, but virtually. We don't have to physically be together to get together, okay? And fellas, whatever you all do the same thing. Like, watch the game to, like, as if you're at a sports bar. Pull up the game, watch it, but have y'all's video chat on. That's not like, it's not a feminine thing, okay? Like, it's literally the same thing, y'all just doing it virtually. Find things that make you feel good, whatever it may be. If it's working out, if it's doing yoga, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, find it and do it. And that is an amazing offensive strategy. An amazing offensive strategy to keep possession of your ball. And for it to your ball being your mental. My camera died. Anyway, that is an amazing strategy, an amazing offensive strategy to keep possession of your ball with your mental health. I'm doing like as if you're holding it under your arm. Ooh, that's better. Yeah, holding possession of your mental health, which is the ball, and for you to protect it and for you to reach your goal, right? We're gonna get through this. We're getting through this craziness of this coronavirus. So thank you once again for tuning in. I know this video was longer, much longer than the first one, but listen, for me, I'm not going to just get on here and tackle an important issue and just do a little 1 2 3, this is what you need to do, boom boom boom, make sure you like and subscribe and blah blah blah. I'm not doing that. All right, we are discussing these things. Whenever we have a real talk moment, we're gonna have a real talk moment. Okay, so but once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications for sure. All right, and I will see you all next week. But before I go, one last thing. I want to end this. I want to leave you all with a quote. Not a quote, but with a lyric, right? I dropped some scripture and I'm gonna drop a lyric. All right, from the lovely ladies of En Vogue. Free your mind and the rest will follow. All right, free your mind and the rest will follow. All right, y'all have a great day. Bye.